With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Good evening and welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, special treat for you. That's right, 3-mile super speedway action. That's right, these Wallbanger Racing Truck Series drivers hit the iRacing Super Speedway for the 2021 All-Star Race. 30 laps around this 3-mile high-banked super speedway. You're going to see these drivers upwards of 220 miles an hour. These trucks will absolutely fly around this track here tonight. How you doing? How you feeling, race fans out there in TV land? Glad you could all join us Here tonight, as always, Darkside Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from the trackside here tonight. And as these drivers make their way around the track here in this qualifying session, we will begin to throw some of the timing and scoring up there on the left-hand side of your screen here momentarily once we get a few of these drivers putting in their time lapse. So, little special event for you tonight from the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. Looks like we do have tons of drivers out there on track, so I tell you what, why don't we go ahead and throw some of that information up on screen for you. Right there you have it. Ryan Azell sitting on top of the speed charts, and I tell you what, let's give you a little view, a little look-see around the track here with Ryan Azell as he makes his way off of, I believe that is turn number 2, now back down the backstretch. Azell sitting top of the speed charts. Austin Encarnacio gonna take over that top spot now. 49.81 quick time for Encarnacio. Man, oh man, what a night it's gonna be. 30 laps around this track. Just look at how banked that is. That's, oh my goodness. We thought Talladega Daytona was banked. They don't hold nothing on this. This thing is a monster. This thing is crazy fast, crazy big. Over 219 miles an hour on that qualifying lap for Austin Encarnacio, now spotting that, now taking that top spot. I apologize, still with that 49.81, gonna cross the line this time by second time lap. Where's he go? To where's he shake out? 49.71. Now the quick time out of Encarnacio. We'll jump back now with Garrett Davis as he's on his out laps, making his way off of pit road. Trevor Massetti, Jerry Culver, as well as Alexander Encarnacio out there on track. Chad Biesinger on track, as well as Stephen Baldwin Jr. Kyle Spees, I believe, is up there in race control for us once again here tonight. Steve Crapell sitting in the truck, but not going out just yet. Michael Sheffield also on the speed chart, 7th as he runs right now. Encarnacio, look at that. Alexander, familiar to the front. He goes second with his first time lap. Let's see where Garrett Davis shakes out this time by. Crossing the line halfway through tonight's 10-minute qualifying session here. 4 minutes and 30 seconds into this session. And it looks like just about half of the drivers already with their timed lap in. Top of the speed charts, though, Austin Encarnacio with a 41.79. Nobody else able to break down inside of that 49-second mark. In 49.47, almost 0.3 of a second faster than fellow Encarnacio Racing driver Alexander. Gonna snatch the pole away fast again here on a Saturday night for the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. Man, oh man, this is gonna be a good one. All-star race here for season 2021. For the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. There you see Garrett Davis going to cross the line, 7th on the speed charts. We'll jump back now. Get a little look here at Stephen Baldwin Jr. at a Full Metal Militia. Making his way off of turn number 2, now back down this, or off of 4, back down this long front stretch. 13 of our 17 drivers already on the speed charts. There goes Williams up to the 10th spot. Stephen Baldwin Jr. makes his way back off of the corner down the back stretch now. 50.4 seconds for that first time lap. Let's see where Baldwin Jr. can go here on his second time lap. Steve Crapell, Jordan Westfall, both of those truck drivers out there on track now, and they're up to speed laps. We'll keep our eye on those two as we inch closer to just 3.5 minutes remaining here in this 10-minute qualifying session to set the field for tonight's all-star race here from iRacing Super Speedway. Baldwin Jr. going to go 8th on the speed charts with his time lapse. Steve Capel jumps up into the side, up inside the top 10. Craig Burns now up into the 3rd spot. So Burns with a heck of a first time lap. He'll continue out there. Jordan Westfall now also up to speed. Brian Fine on track, his 2nd time lap coming to a close as well. So multiple drivers turning in their final lap in the final few seconds here in qualifying. And a big run to pit road. Stephen Baldwin Jr. going to come flying old school style down onto pit road. No pit road limit in the old school racing of NASCAR days, the heydays of NASCAR. You could just come absolutely barreling down pit road, and Stephen Baldwin Jr. giving us a little bit of flash to the past with that entry to pit road. Jordan Westfall going to go 11th on speed charts with his first time lap. Only 2 minutes now remaining, as Westfall is your final driver to try to dethrone Alexander Encarnacion, sitting at the top of the speed charts. Quick time for Encarnacion, 49.47. Nowhere really straight here on this speedway. Even these front stretches and in the back stretch, a little bit banked there. You can see just how banked it truly is. That's about, well, I don't even know. It doesn't give you the degrees here in iRacing for that information. And good jump by Westfall. He's going to jump inside the top 10 for tonight's 2021 season All-Star Race. Man, oh man, it's going to be a good one. And while we find qualifying coming to a close, looks like Alexander Encarnacion going to walk away with that pole position. So we're going to step away for a brief commercial break, then head trackside for the national anthem. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
So proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave
drivers have fired their engines for tonight's All-Star 2021 race here in the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. Walking away with your pole position here tonight. Gonna line up inside row number 1 on your starting grid. Alexander Encarnacio just to his outside the 99 of Austin Encarnacio. Row number 2 here tonight, Craig Burns and Michael Sheffield. Row number 3, Trevor Massetti and Steve Coppell. Starting inside row number 4, the 13 of Jerry Culver, followed by the 7 of Jordan Westfall. Starting inside row number 5, the 10 of Chris Claude just to his outside, rounding out your top 10 here tonight in the All-Star Race 2021 for Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. That's right, Garrett Davis, Stephen Baldwin Jr., Justin Hendry gonna line up in row number 6. Row number 7 here tonight, the 14 of Bob Williams and the 5 of Ryan Ezell. Row number 8 here tonight, the 9 of Jeff Carson and the 23 of Chad Biesinger. That's going to do it for the rundown. Pace car down and away. We're ready to fire things off for the first time here tonight in the 2021 All-Star Race. Green flag flies for the first time here at iRacing Super Speedway. How you doing? How you feeling, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight for these 30 laps of high-banked, high-speed action. Drivers going to be upwards of 200 miles an hour and already at that 198 miles an hour coming through the center of 1 and 2 on their up-to-speed lap. This is going to get crazy fast by the end of the race. 3 wide already as Jerry Culver looks to the middle of the track. Culver going to now take second away. Craig Burns goes to the top of the speed charts. Burns right there in that 2 truck running that middle lane, looking to come down just in front of that 13 piloted by Culver. Not going to let him get down there just yet. Big run on the outside. Burns with the push. Burns with the help. Sheffield, Coppell, all lined up nose to tail on the outside lane, and Culver not going to be able to do anything with them. Your top 4 drivers now break away and down to the bottom of the track. Lap number 2 now underway. A lot of different action. 2 and 3 wide still there. You can see Stephen Baldwin Jr. going into a 3 wide situation with Trevor Massetti, Stephen Baldwin Jr. himself, and Alexander Encarnacio. Justin Hendry right there. Big trouble at the front of the field. The 59's involved. The 2. Oh my goodness. Wow. We thought it was big at Daytona and Talladega. Look at this one. 3, 4, 5, 6 trucks involved in this incident. Steve Coppell, Stephen Baldwin Jr., Chris Claude, Jeff Carson, Alexander Encarnacio, Ryan Ezell, Trevor Massetti, all caught up in this one. Brian Fine catching some of this as well. Multiple drivers. Ooh. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right there piling in. More drivers down on the apron. Self-cleaning track because of how steep this banking is. But my goodness, just look right there on pit road. Already 3 cars back, towing, fixing their trucks very early here tonight in this All-Star Race 2021 edition of the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series All-Star Race. Glad you all could join us. Man, we thought it was big when it happened at Daytona and Talladega. How about here? Just that quick, 7 drivers. Bam! Right there. Sitting on pit road right now. Absolutely craziness. Only 8 drivers left on the track right now. Gotta think, gotta wonder, will these other drivers make their way back out on the track before falling a lap down? Very big speedway here. Very big super speedway. Is there you see one of those damaged vehicles making his way to pit road. I believe that may be Justin Hendry coming to pit road, smoking back there. Bob Williams, Garrett Davis also involved, so multiple drivers right there. Tons of drivers involved. That's well over half of the field involved in your very first incident here tonight. One fast repair here tonight in this all-star race. I believe at least it's just one fast repair here in this all-star race, so drivers afforded the opportunity to use that if so be it, or if they need it. But these three drivers at the front of the field staying out on the track, Craig Burns, Michael Sheffield, and Jerry Culver, they don't need those fresh tires. They don't need no fast repair. They've got those top three spots, and Burns snatched away that top spot, coming up from the third spot to snatch that race lead by the time he got back to the stripe at the end of lap number 1. Trouble, chaos, carnage early here at iRacing Super Speedway. And if ever there was a track that these truck drivers are going to visit that truly coins the phrase Super Speedway, when all that went down, when all that happened on track, those truck drivers were upwards of 220 miles an hour. Right now, under pace speeds, they're running about 90 miles an hour right now, right behind the pace car. Craig Burns pushing that Ford Mustang around the track here as they go. Infield should receive the one to go this time around. We'll get set to fire things back off once again. Admin cautions only here tonight in this special edition of the 2021 All-Star Race here in the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. There you see Austin Encarnacio, Alexander Encarnacio bringing their machines back down to pit road. Alexander caught up in that one as well last time on pit road, over 2 minutes in his pit box, fixing some damage. And there you can see that 94 heading back to pit road once again. Your points leader so far in the season as we reach right around the halfway point here tonight with this special all-star race event here. Big time moves for some of these drivers still yet to be made throughout the course of the rest of the season. Not very big of a points lead considering how many times that 94 has been able to make it to victory lane. Austin Encarnacio only enjoys a small, I believe it is right at about a 15-point advantage coming into tonight's race. So drivers looking to try to see if somehow they can't slowly begin to pick that race lead, that championship lead away, and see if they can't possibly find themselves picking up the trophy at the end of this season. Your new front row for the restart looks a little something like this. Craig Burns going to line up to the inside of Michael Sheffield. Justin Hendry and Jerry Culver going to make up a row number 2. Culver on the inside, Hendry to his outside. Culver's going to have B. Singer lined up just behind him. Jeff Carson will line up third truck outside lane. Brian Fine and Trevor Massetti back there in that 4th row. And after that, driver scored off the lead lap. Look at that. Steve Crapell running in the 10th spot, already 1 lap down as the pace car ducks off. Waiting for the restart box, waiting for Burns to hit the gas, and green flag flies once again here at iRacing.com. Super Speedway, this 3-mile high-speed, high-banked oval. I'm telling you, you got to get on it just to believe the speeds. It is absolutely outrageous. Field well and clear up through the gears as they make their way off of turn number 2 after this initial restart. Just 25 laps now remaining. Culver, big push on the back end of that 2 machine. The 2's going to look to the top of the track, trying to get right back down across the nose of the 13. That could have been dangerous. Stacked up the field for just a moment. Now the 1 on the outside trying to get the job done. Michael Sheffield looking for a push from Hendry, but not going anywhere right now. Numbers on the bottom of the speedway. That's where the fastest trucks are right now. 225 miles an hour when they cross the stripe that time by. That lead lap's going to go to Michael Sheffield. Big push. He's going to get by Burns to the bottom. He goes Justin Hendry left to the high side all alone. Nobody to play with right now. Help is on the way, but it's going to come well too late. Now Culver going to be that third green truck right there in line, and I'm just saying, the back end of that truck, it looks pretty. You see that? Doesn't that look pretty? That's a beautiful sight to see out there on track. That rear deck lid sporting that Turn 3 logo. Big shout out to Jerry Culver and his 13 crew out there sporting the colors up here from the booth. Big time shout out and thank you for all that free sponsorship on that truck. That's a wonderful thing right there. Anything free is always wonderful. Big time wiggles by a few of these drivers making their way off of these corner exits. And as we look back through the track on one of these next corner exits, you'll be able to see just how treacherous it truly is banked. I mean, the transition from this extreme banking to a little less banking, but it is quite a dip, quite a run. Almost reminds you of Bristol, so to speak, but the way you enter turns 1 at Bristol, kind of the way these corners exits feel when you're coming out of 4 and coming out of 2, that kind of drop down, kind of elevator roller coaster feel. That's what you get here at iRacing.com Superspeedway. And driver to the bottom of the raceway. Oh, that could have ended up bad there for a minute. Steve Crapell getting forced off of the track. He's going to drop to the bottom, 3 wide for a moment. Now back to just double file, 4 rows deep through the field. Contact with the apron, gets the 28 all out of shape right in front of Crapell. They're going to stack up. That's running back off of the lead lap, running for the 10th position. Drivers all over the raceway. There you can see Alexander Encarnacio trying to bring his 94 machine back up through the field and somehow back up on the lead lap, knocking on the door of just 20 laps to go here from iRacing.com Superspeedway in the Wallbangers Racing 2021 All-Star Race Event. Your top 5 all nose to tail right now at the front of the field, but here comes some fast, hard-charging cars out there on the outside. That is, I believe that is the 58 on the outside, Stephen Baldwin Jr. There he is, the 59 of Baldwin Jr. First car off of the lead lap, pushing, trying to get one of his laps back the good old-fashioned hard way, and it looks like we've got drivers jumping out of line. The 9 of Jeff Carson looks to the outside for just a brief moment. Now 3 wide for a minute as Alexander Encarnacio continues to try to make his way through the field, continues to try to take over that lucky dog spot. He's going to do so that time by making his way around Stephen Baldwin Jr. coming out of the corner of turn number 2. Now Encarnacio sitting in that 10th spot in that lucky dog position should we get a caution, but he is looking for more. He is looking for a way around the race leader, get himself back on the lead lap the good old-fashioned way. And here comes Stephen Baldwin Jr. with him, that 59 tucked in right behind Alexander Encarnacio, giving himself a little bit of space. But I promise you, when you're running upwards of 225 miles an hour, touching the door of 230 miles an hour, you don't have to be right there backed up. You can be a little bit off of the back end of the car in front of you, and you'll maintain that pace. As a matter of fact, we'll show you what I'm talking about right here on board camera here tonight with Jeff Carson inside that 9 Toyota Tundra, and we'll go ahead and throw a little of the dashboard information on board with Chad Biesinger running right there in that 3rd position. And this is a driver who's not really on the gas very much. You can hear that throttle input a little bit off as we've got drivers blinking in front. Michael Sheffield having a little bit of a connection issue. Craig Burns going to look to his outside, but there you see it, 223 miles an hour tucked in right behind the driver in front of him. A little bit further back through the field, look at Trevor Massetti's dashboard, 228 miles an hour. Caution. Oh, contact. Oh, my goodness. Massetti involved. He's going to go around. Multiple drivers involved in this one. Caution flag going to fly. Caution on the raceway. Here with just 18 laps remaining. Massetti, Jeff Carson involved. We'll take a look back here, see what happened with Massetti. And just nowhere to go for that 3-car, caught up with some other drivers having some contact. And there you see also that Tide machine, the 98, getting caught up with that. Ooh, hard contact. Someone hard into the back of Trevor Massetti. I believe that may have been Jeff Carson getting loose right there, almost into Jerry Culver. He comes back across the 28 truck, back up into the 14. More drivers gonna get involved in this one late. So Massetti, Jeff Carson all involved in this one. Looks like multiple trucks caught up, beaten, damaged. Now, as we catch back up to the back end of that Ford Mustang pace car, what a crazy pace, what a crazy run so far here. And we're just knocking on the door of the halfway point here tonight for the Wallbangers Racing All-Star Race 2021. With that being said, race fans, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. We'll be back with all the calls from the track side for the rest of the night. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
The field is rolling on the back straightaway.
Get ready. This is going to be tight. Out of turn 4, ladies and gentlemen. The All-American 400 is underway.
Gotta be careful. The bumps here can get you every time. Entering the corner, exiting the corner.
backtrack side as the field makes their way halfway down the backstretch. Multiple drivers able to receive a wave around that time by, so that's going to give us 11 drivers back on the lead lap for this restart after our second caution here tonight in the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series All-Star Race 2021 edition. That's right, leading this field to this restart will be the 10 Toyota Tundra, piloted by Chris Claude. Claude looking to put his name in victory lane. Special event here tonight. Can he get the job done? He's got the fast Milwaukee sponsored Ford F-150 right to his outside. Craig Burns going to look for a great restart. Waiting on the gas. Green flag flies once again as Chris Claude nails the gas and gets away from the field. Craig Burns a little slow to go. And here comes Michael Sheffield down on that inside lane. He's looking to take that second spot away. Battles all through the field. There you can see a two-wide battle back through the field. Jordan Westfall, Alexander Encarnacio, Stephen Baldwin all packed up with each other. 3 on the bottom, 3 on the top. Who's it going to be? Caution flag flies. Caution on the speedway. Looks like Bob Williams may have been involved in this one. There you see that 14 truck smoking on the speedway. We'll see what happened here. Sideways and into the 94, and hard impact for Alexander Encarnacio, and that very well may end the nights for Encarnacio. That very well may dash his dreams at walking away with the All-Star Race trophy here tonight. Heavy damage on that 14 as well. We'll jump back to the front with your race leader, Chris Claude. We find ourselves under caution, trying to get around the speedway to catch back up to the back end of that Ford Mustang pace car. We're going to have only about maybe 9 laps remaining when we go back green flag racing, so these drivers going to be up on the wheel, head down, elbows up, and it's going to get crazy action-packed. I can guarantee you that. And when we do, I tell you what, race fans, we haven't been to one here tonight so far, so we may look at seeing if we can't get a little bit of turn it up action for you there before the end of tonight's race. Gonna be tough to do so as we've worked our way down to just about 10 laps remaining. Looking at the timing and scoring, 10 drivers left on the lead lap after that latest incident. Nobody gonna be afforded a wave around here. Gonna possibly get Garrett Davis back on the lead lap with the lucky dog. We'll have to see how that race officials and admins control this one. I tell you what, we haven't looked at a lot of these drivers' paint schemes in a while. Let's see if anybody's sporting anything special out there tonight for this all-star race. We'll get up close and personal with the driver at the front of this field, as we do indeed see driver going by, getting himself back on the lead lap. That was the 69 of Garrett Davis. Looking back at Michael Sheffield now, there you can see Michael Sheffield sitting in that second position right there on the track. Going to make his way off of turn number 2, sitting right there in the third spot. The 2 machine of Craig Burns has been your race leader at one point in time tonight. But he did have help from the driver that's going to line up just in front of him, just one row in front of him. Into his outside, Michael Sheffield will have control of that outside lane. Chad Biesinger sitting right here in the 4th spot. Biesinger up a ton of positions there. You can see from Clio, Michigan, the 47-year-old Biesinger up 12 positions here tonight. He is your biggest mover of the race here tonight for the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series 2021 edition of the All-Star Race Special for sure here tonight. iRacing.com Super Speedway in play, 3 Mile Ultra Super Speedway. In just our third caution here tonight. Glad you all could join us out there in TV land, race fans. If you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash the bell over there on the right-hand side to get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Anytime we do go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every time you stop by. And man, I tell you what, looking forward, looking down the line at some of the races coming up in the next few weeks here in the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. Man, we've got Daytona International Superspeedway coming up, Chicagoland, Milwaukee Mile, Pocono, all slated through the month of February after tonight's All-Star event. Drivers will begin that long run to the championship. Will anybody have anything for Alexander Encarnacio for the championship here this season? We'll have to wait and see how the second half unfolds, but right now, no all-star win for either of those Encarnacio Racing brothers. Alexander going out of tonight's race after that latest incident. Austin Encarnacio already back behind pit wall and out of tonight's race. Field back double file as they make their way into turn number 3. Back behind the Ford Mustang pace car. Lights have gone out. Chris Claude will bring the field back to the restart, and we will get set to go back. Green flag racing once again with just 10 laps remaining in tonight's 2021 All-Star Race. Pace car ducks off. We're ready to fire it off one more time, race fans. Now coming to the restart box and on the gas. Green flag flies once again here tonight from Coca-Cola. From iRacing.com Super Speedway. Oh my goodness, almost got that wrong. Almost got that wrong. And wonder why that, I'm not even sure. That is definitely an interesting little deal right there. Nonetheless, we'll jump back to the other timing and scoring as long as we can get things correct. There he goes. Sometimes buttons taking a little second to unclick themselves. But anyway, 2-3 wide at the front of the field with Jerry Culver making a move to the lead. Man, what a power move by Culver. Not messing around, not playing around. He's putting his machine right at that top spot. He's got a big push behind him by Chris Claude, but on that outside, Burns still hanging tough. He's got a good pushing machine right behind him. The one of Sheffield gonna clear as they enter the corner. Big push from Sheffield on the back end of that 2 Ford F-150. Shot out of a cannon. Craig Burns reassumes the race lead halfway down the backstretch. Just 9 laps remaining, as we've got 2, almost 3 wide racing once again. Stephen Baldwin Jr. right there in the 59, cutting through some of these drivers. The 7 of Jordan Westfall just in front of him. Jordan Hendry right beside him. Chris Claude not too far out there in front. Here comes Culver looking back to the bottom all alone. 4 trucks all packed up on that outside lane. Nobody wanting to go with Culver just yet, but he is maintaining. He is holding his own 219 miles an hour all by himself. And here comes Baldwin Jr. Big move to the bottom. Big move to the bottom, and look at that run, and he's going to pass Culver like he's sitting still. Now leading that inside lane, the 59 of Stephen Baldwin Jr. He'll take over that top spot on the inside. Now side by side with Culver for the 3rd spot. Baldwin Jr. gonna have the advantage, works his way back off of turn number 4. Your top 3 nose to tail down the front stretch, crossing the line. 7 laps remain. big move after getting himself back on the lead lap, dropping to the bottom, taking over the lead of that inside lane. Now Stephen Baldwin Jr. battling for the top spot, 2-3 wide at the front of the field again. Looking almost 4 wide as we head back down towards turn number 3. They're going to sort that out, get it all figured out. We're not going to go 3 wide, 4 wide going into the corner. Now your top 3, Craig Burns, Michael Sheffield, Jerry Culver, still battling for positions, looking all over the raceway for a spot. Drivers snaking, blocking, moving all around. And you can just expect, 230 miles an hour. I mean, what else would it be doing? Culver way up the track that time. There goes the 7 up the track as well. Drivers shooting, darting up the track through the center of the corner, trying to keep the momentum up, trying to get back to the back end of those top 2 runners. Craig Burns, Michael Sheffield, nose to tail. Big push out of Sheffield on the back end of that number 2 Milwaukee Ford F-150. And, bottoming out and way up the track, Jerry Culver, all types of out of shape. Jordan Westfall's going to take that spot away. Now 2 wide once again. Culver dropping through the field. 5 laps remaining here tonight in the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series 2021 All-Star Race. My goodness, action-packed at the front of the field, all over this track. Drivers doing anything they can to get all they can. We'll take a look back at the front now. All 4 nose to tail. Battle for position is a little bit further back behind them. Garrett Davis, Justin Hendry, Steve Crabell, they're all battling right there. You see that 69 on the outside, trying to get his way back up to the 13 of Culver, who continues to struggle when the track bottoms out a little bit right there on the entry. You got to be very careful on the entry of these corners. 2 and 3 wide as Culver goes back to the middle. That's just how quick things can change here. Jerry Culver was battling for a top spot, battling for the race lead. Now he is battling to try to make his way back up inside the top 5 with just 4 laps remaining. Your top 4 runners still remaining the same. Craig Burns, Michael Sheffield, Jordan Westfall, and Chad Biesinger all lined up. Nose to tail, gonna take quite a bit to get by those drivers, all pushing at about 230 miles an hour as they enter the corner. Way up the track goes Garrett Davis that time by. He'll lose a little bit of ground. We'll jump back to this battle at the front because I can assure you things about to heat up. 4 laps remaining, 3 when we hit the line. This time by Field knocking them down, and who is gonna kick the door in here tonight and walk away with the trophy for the Wallbangers Racing All-Star Race 2021 edition here from iRacing.com. Super Speedway. Craig Burns in the 2 has been the man at the front for the majority of the night, dominating once he gets that top spot. Nobody able to do anything with that duo at the front. Sheffield pushing Burns, and nobody has been able to make their way by yet. When will that 7 of Westfall make a move? When will Culver, possibly Biesinger? Somebody's going to have to do something. Popsicle sticks now on display for your race leader, Craig Burns, and that 2 machine trying to walk away with the big win here tonight in the special event, the All-Star Race 2021 edition for the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. Live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Jerry Culver, tired of riding in line. He'll jump to the outside. Jumping to the outside, losing a little bit of ground, but still trying to give it all they've got. The 13 of Culver, and I believe that is Stephen Baldwin Jr. in the 59 packed up right there behind him. Nose to tail for your top 5 spots. Crossing the line, white flag in the air. Final lap here at iRacing.com Super Speedway, moving to the inside, forcing his way up there. The 7 takes that second spot. Craig Burns with a big block. Burns back to the bottom. The 59 of Stephen Baldwin Jr. all out of shape. Back there in that 9th spot, Burns goes to the top of the track. Off of that yellow line, 3 wide now for 3rd place. Nose to tail for 1st and 2nd. 3 wide heading into turn number 3 for the final time on the final lap. Does anybody have anything for that 2 of Craig Burns making their way off of turn number 4? Now Burns way up the track. To the inside comes the 7. To the inside of him comes B-Singer. Contact. They wreck. Oh my goodness, at the line. What a wreck. Big time carnage as drivers go everywhere. Oh my goodness. Ooh-wee. And being that was coming to the checkered flag, we're not going to catch that on the instant replay. So what we will do, race fans, we're going to do it some old-fashioned style for you. We're going to go ahead and back it up like this because, man, you got to see that again. That was one heck of a finish. We'll go back to it just like this one more time on the slow-mo cam for you. Right up next to that action there, you can see a driver's making their way off of turn number 4. Look at this finish. Craig Burns at the front of the field. The 7 of Jordan Westfall right there in the 2nd spot. Chad B-Singer running in the 3rd spot. Westfall looks to the inside. B-Singer says, nah, you're not far enough inside. He goes even further to the bottom of the speedway. There you can see it. Look at it. 3, almost 4 wide for the top spot coming to the finish here tonight. There you can see drivers just slightly making contact. Then the big contact at 230 miles an hour. They drop to the bottom and B-Singer crosses the line. And oh my goodness, did you see that? Up in the air, NASA style flipping. Oh my goodness, Olympic diving. Not a sport here tonight at iRacing.com Super Speedway, but sticking the landing, the 23 of Chad B-Singer. Man, that was crazy. That was absolutely nuts. Race fans now enjoying his post-race celebrations, his victory burnouts, the 2 of Craig Burns. And with that being said, race fans, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up for your post-race interview. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Backtrack side here at the iRacing.com Super Speedway at the end of tonight's Wallbangers Racing Truck Series All-Star Race 2021. And man, oh man, what a race it was. Let's see if we can't catch up with some of our podium finishing drivers here tonight. Let's see if we can't dial up the driver walking away in the third spot here tonight. Driver walking away in third, Michael Sheffield inside that one machine. How you doing? How you feeling, man?
I'm pretty good.
Man, a heck of a push there. It seemed like you were one of the best pushers out there tonight. How tough is this track really? Describe what it feels coming off of turn number 2 and turn number 4 from that high bank transitioning to these, well, they're still pretty banked, the straightaways.
You can top side and the corners it's you lose a lot of momentum, but the high side is the fastest on the straightaway, and if you can keep it on the bottom, let the car or the truck drift up on the exit, you get a major run because the front end's not binding down. But it's just here with the run is you got to have somewhere to go with it.
Well, tonight, a little bit shorter of a race, just 30 laps here tonight for the All-Star race. Do you think we maybe could have had some more laps? What's your thoughts here on this speedway and looking forward at maybe incorporating it a little more into this schedule? You think that's going to be on a few of these drivers' minds?
Very well, maybe. This is the first time we run this as a league, so it was a fun track. It's All-Star, no points on the line tonight, so it was altogether a fun track. It's just like I said, it's one of those tracks that you get such a high draft here that you got to have room to do with it or to go with it, or that's what causes problems. So.
All right, well, Michael, once again, man, congratulations walking away with a third place here. You were very close to snatching that race win, the All-Star win here, coming to the line. Very close, but no cigar still, but hats off with a great third place finish here tonight. Before we let you go, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of the truck, or any warnings for the field for the rest of the season?
No, I just want to thank all my teammates at Evolution Racing in here. It's a good win by Craig tonight. We worked together a lot there, and it's a fun race, and I'm happy to be part of the Wallbangers, racing over here. So I certainly appreciate it, and thanks for the broadcast.
Yes, sir. Well, we do appreciate those little bit of kind words right there, and we look forward to catching up with you throughout the rest of the season because we've got another Super Speedway coming up next Saturday night. We hit Daytona International Super Speedway, so I look for you and that one machine to be hooked up once again. We'll catch up with you next week, though, Mike. What do you say?
All right, sounds good.
All right, there you have it. Final few words from the driver walking away in third here tonight from the iRacing.com Super Speedway. Now we'll see if we can't catch in a word or two with the driver that almost had the win, but slotted home in the second spot there at the line. Jordan Westfall, it's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Hey, man, walk us through some of your race. You had a great finish there, very close finish. Walk us through some of the race from your seat.
It was pretty much just sticking with some teammates and trying not to get caught up in these bigger wrecks that were happening. Got caught in a couple of them, but nothing too bad.
Now, you said caught up in a few of these big wrecks that we had. We didn't have very many cautions here tonight, but when we did, they were huge cautions. Yeah. First caution, man, brought 7 cars caught up in it. Do you think this track is any more dangerous as far as the chaos, any more dangerous than, say, Talladega or Daytona, where we go next Saturday night?
I definitely think it's way more dangerous. It's really going into, turn 1 and turn 3. You got that huge head of steam, and that turn slows you way down, shoots you up the track. You really got to be prepared for that. Really what caused a lot of these cautions.
All right, Jordan. Well, on to our next little question here before we wrap things up with you. Tonight, no points on the line, all bragging rights here in the All-Star Race 2021 edition. Do you think drivers are going to approach next week's race when points are back on the line at Daytona International Superspeedway? Do you think drivers are going to treat it any differently, or should we see a few of these truck drivers just out there trying to go get it for needing those points?
Yeah, I think we're definitely gonna see a lot more go get it. Points are definitely gonna be on the line. I think I would have raced a little bit differently there at the end had points been on the line, but it was kind of a bragging rights thing and kind of just let some things slide here and there. But man, if there's points on the line, you're definitely going after it.
All right, Jordan. Well, once again, my man, congratulations on walking away in second. I know that's not where you wanted to finish here tonight, but very close finish. You almost had it at the line. So before we let you go, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, anything like that?
Shout out to Craig and Steve, teammates, my two teammates there, and Craig winning the race, obviously, and yeah, just those two.
All right, my man. Well, fast here. We'll see if that translates into fast next Saturday night, and we'll look to catch up with you in Daytona.
Sounds good. Thank you.
There you have it. Few final parting words from the driver walking away in the second spot here tonight in the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series All-Star Race 2021 edition here from the iRacing.com Super Speedway. And now on to the man of the hour, walking away with the All-Star Trophy in hand. Craig Burns, how you doing? How you feeling? It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, Dave, I got you. Man, what a show.
What a show is a lack of better term, man. That was some crazy action, some crazy big wrecks, some crazy drafts, and what a crazy finish, man. 0.023 seconds, man. I mean, I don't even know how to count that low.
Yeah, you really don't know if you got until you got it, so thankfully we got there at the end, and yeah.
Well, Craig, tonight, no points on the line. I noticed some big moves from, it looked like you made one or two big moves there. Did the non-points have any effect on how you approached the moves here tonight, how you approached making those moves or managing this race?
Well, Dave, here's the thing. You go out there and you want to be reckless. You still got to race with these guys next week and so far and foremost. So you still got to go out there with racing with respect. But, yeah, we did throw a couple blocks down there at the end, and it paid off.
That it did. It definitely paid off, walking away with the All-Star Trophy. Now, looking forward to the next month of racing. We start things back off in February, next Saturday night, at another super speedway track. We go to Daytona International Super Speedway, then a little bit of a mix. What's your thoughts as we head through February and we hit Chicago, Milwaukee, and then Pocono? Any of those four tracks that stick out as maybe one that you and the two crew have to do a little more practicing for to try to maximize your points?
Yeah, we're going to have to practice a lot next week for the road course. And then Chicagoland, I think we got dialed up. Our team does fairly well at mile and a half. So, yeah, just hopefully stay out of trouble next week and finish in the top 5 and keep this momentum rolling.
All right, Craig. Well, once again, my man, congratulations with walking away with the All-Star Race win here tonight from iRacing.com Super Speedway. Before we let you go, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that Milwaukee 2 machine?
Yeah, shout out to everyone over there at Wallbangers Racing, man. Great group of guys. Steve, Capel, and all the admins. They're the ones that run the show. Get this thing going together. For you up in the booth, I know you do good job week in, week out. And shout out my dad. He's out there watching.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations on a great race win, and we'll look forward to trying to catch up with you in some podium spots as we run through February.
Hey, appreciate it, Dave, and shout out to Michael Sheffield Graphics. He's the one that puts the paint on the truck.
All right, well, fitting in the final few thank yous, love yous, I do's, and shout outs, your All-Star Race 2021 edition for the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. The man on the screen out of Ortonville, the 26-year-old, piloting that Milwaukee #2 Ford F-150. Craig Burns grabs the trophy here tonight. Man, what a race it was, race fans. Oh my goodness, all night long we had great battles all over the speedway. Whew. What better way to end the night here at iRacing.com Super Speedway than with a finish like we had, man. It was close, man. It was hot at the front. But nonetheless, these drivers still got to go at it next week back at Daytona International Super Speedway, but we're going to be on the road course. So these drivers are going to have to turn left and right next Saturday night. Looks like producers hitting the buttons in the background, so we'll run down your finishing order for tonight's All-Star Race 2021 season here in the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. Tonight's All-Star event coming to a finish with the 2 at a front row racing of Craig Burns going to victory lane. Walking away in the second spot here tonight, driver inside of that one machine, Michael Sheffield. Jordan Westfall going to finish in third. Fourth goes to Chad Biesinger. Jerry Culver with a hot run, man. Great finish here tonight inside the top 5. Stephen Baldwin Jr. back in 6th. Garrett Davis in 7th. 8th place goes to Chris Claude. Ryan Azell going to walk away from the track in 9th. 10th place goes to Justin Hendry. Steve Crapel going to line up right, going to finish in that 11th spot. 12th goes to Bob Williams. Alexander Encarnacio, your points leader, coming into tonight's All-Star event. With some trouble, gonna finish 14 laps down back in the 13th spot. Brian Fine gonna walk away in 14th. Rounding out your top 15 here tonight, Trevor Massetti in that 3 machine. Jeff Carson also having some trouble in that 9 machine, gonna finish in 16th spot. And rounding out the field for tonight's Wallbangers Racing Truck Series All-Star Night, the 2021 edition. Austin Encarnacio gonna round out that field, and man, what a night it was, race fans. Can't wait till we hit the track once again down there at the road course, Daytona International Super Speedway next week. Then we'll head to Chicago, Milwaukee, and then back to the tricky triangle of Pocono Raceway. Gonna be a great upcoming 4 weeks of racing here in the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. With that being said, race fans, if you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 Racing headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by. So, with all that being said, All-Star Race in the books. New day, new year. Stay safe, stay loved, my friends. Until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.